Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got some Christmas candy holder designs for you guys, and I'm going to show you guys two different ways that you can assemble these. Since doing the Halloween candy holders, I have experimented a little, and I found that I really like putting these together using the adhesive foam dots. When you use these, you don't even need any glue for gluing the ornament down, so it is an easier way to assemble these, at least I think so. But you still can glue everything down if you don't have the foam dots or tape available, so no worries there. But go ahead and grab these files from my site at svgnation.com. You're also going to find a link in the video description where to get these. And let's go ahead and get started. So you'll notice there's two different file types in the folder. There's the one with a closing mechanism and then the one with like the back that you tear open. So just go ahead and upload the file that you want to go ahead and make. And there's not any modifications that need to be made to this, but I'm going to show you how to resize it in case you need to. And I went ahead and uploaded the one with the closing mechanism, and I'm just going to ungroup all my layers, and you'll need to do that as well before you resize anything. And this is just one closing mechanism right here, so if you're making all four of these, you will need to duplicate these layers so that you cut out enough for each one. But I'm going to show you how you would resize one of these. Say you have the 3-inch ornaments. Oh wait, that's what I have. I've got the 3-inch. These fit perfectly for like the 3.14. Say you have the 2-inch ornaments or a different size. What you're going to do is you're going to measure your ornament. Just measure across the top of it, like from, this open area. Do not include the tab piece in it when you measure it. And then once you know the size of that, go over here and grab a circle. And say you have a 2-inch, which this is already resized. Here's 2. We'll say 2.5. So you'll resize it to the size that it is. So if your ornament is 2.5 inches, then you'll resize this, and you're just going to put this on top of your candy holder, and you're going to click on the whole character. It's grouped together. But you also need to make sure that you click on the pieces right here for the closing mechanism. It might be easier if we make sure we got all those. Yeah, just hold down shift where you're clicking on those. Make sure we got all those. Okay. And now you're just going to resize all of those together. And you want to resize it so that that circle perfectly fits right there within the center. If you're doing the one with the tear back and you want to make it even closer, you want it pretty much touching around the outer. You want no gaps in it. So we're going to even make that just a little bit smaller because you really want that to be a tight fit when you press that down. Alright, so that would be good right there. And so just make sure that you do resize the closing mechanism parts with it. If you have the one with the tear back, everything is already grouped together on this layer. So all you need to do is, resize that one layer. But that's all you need to do to resize. There's no other edits needed for this. And this right here is a bow, which is optional just if you want to add a bow. So you can delete this if you don't want to add the bow. But it does look really cute on the reindeer and even on the snowman. Okay, so when you have everything ready to go, you can go ahead and cut out your pieces. And then I'm going to show you how to assemble these. You're going to start off by putting your base piece aside. And the base piece is that piece that has either the cutout for the closing mechanism or the tear lines. And then you're going to go ahead and assemble your character. And if you have adhesive foam dots or like the adhesive tape on hand, then it is a lot of fun to use those so that you can add more dimension to your characters. So like for the reindeer, I suggest that you add them to attach the nose and to attach the mouthpiece, and then also like the little hooves on the arms. And this is really going to give it a cute look doing it this way. And then the rest of the pieces you can just glue down to add a little more dimension. But you can glue all of the pieces down if you don't have these little foam strips. And then once your character is assembled, you're going to add your foam dots, or if you have foam tape, to the back of your character. And you do want to use a decent amount, so make sure that you get a decent amount there, and you also want to get them around the ornament circle also. And once this is down, go ahead and peel off the part from the sticker, and then you're just going to place your ornament on the base piece and line it up where you think it goes. Get it pretty close to where it goes, but you'll be able to line it up perfectly as you add the other piece on top. But if you are making the version with the tear lines, then you need to make sure that you add your candy in this first before applying everything together. And then you're going to be able to place your character on top, and you'll be able to line everything up as you do this. And just press everything down so that the foam dots or your foam tape adheres to your base layer. But you do want it to have that little bit of a space in between. The foam dots does leave the gap, and the gap is actually what's going to hold the ornament in place so that you don't need to glue it down. If you don't have that gap there and you're just using regular glue, then you are going to glue the ornament down, which I'll show you in the next step. Now these will stay without adding any glue at all, but if you prefer, you can use a little bit of glue to hold that ornament down to make sure it's secure. Since my daughter is bringing these to school, I went ahead and just glued a little bit of glue at the bottom of that ornament, just underneath. I just kind of lifted it up and added a little bit of glue because it is a little bit thinner there to hold it down, and I just wanted to make sure there would be no issues with her having these all in a bag getting them to school. And it was really secure just adding that tiny bit of glue at the bottom, so there's no need to glue the rest of the ornament down. But if you don't have any foam dots or tape, then I'm going to show you how you can glue these down instead. And if you glue these down, I do recommend that when you're assembling the character that you leave that back layer off of it and glue it down to the base first. This way you're going to be able to use this piece as a guide for where to glue your ornament. Or you can just take the piece and lay it on top and draw a circle. But when you glue the ornament down, you can't move it around like you can with the foam dots, so you do need to make sure it is in the correct spot. You're also going to want to pop that tab piece off if you're gluing it down so that you don't have it sticking up under the paper, and I just use scissors to cut that off, so just however you can figure out how to get that off. But when using the foam strips, because it sits above it, there's no need to even remove that piece. So I do prefer the foam strip method, but again, it can be glued down if that's how you prefer it. And when you do glue it down, remember that you do need to add the candy first if you're creating the version with the tear line, so don't forget to add that in. And also make sure that you use a non-toxic glue if you're adding something like unwrapped M&Ms in there, and make sure that you let that glue dry completely before adding your candy. And this is another nice thing about not using the glues. You don't have to worry about that if you are doing like M&Ms or something. So when you're ready to assemble the closing mechanism, you're going to start by placing the pieces where they go to make sure that everything is lined up correctly. So you want the piece that has like the lever that you pull down to lay on top, and you want that lever on the right side to face to the right side. And then you're going to lay the piece that has all the little tabs on top of that, and you want that area that doesn't have any tabs to go over where the lever is. So like you can pull the lever down and there won't be any tabs in the way. And then that round piece, you're going to place it between your lever piece and your candy holder. And so once everything is placed like this, you can go ahead and remove it and glue your tabs down. And you don't want to use too much glue when doing this because you don't want the glue to seep through. You need to make sure that that middle piece with the lever stays completely unattached. So just do a little tiny bit of glue on the tabs, fold those over, and attach everything together. And then once this is all glued together, you can go ahead and glue it to your candy holder, and make sure you glue it there just as we had it lined up. So when it's closed, you've got the lever up and it's completely covering the hole, and then when you pull the lever down, it opens up over the little hole. And so once it's dry, you should be able to easily open and close it this way. And when making the closing mechanism, I do recommend that you use a heavier weight cardstock, like an 80-pound or 100-pound is going to be really great for this. And then once everything is dry, you can add your candy in. And so as you see, there are two different variations for these candy holders. So the one with the closing mechanism is really great for smaller candy like M&Ms. And then the one with the tear bag is going to be great for larger wrapped candies. So it just depends on which version you like better. But you can also easily turn these into ornaments just by gluing string onto the back of these. And there is a bow included with this file in case you want to make some of these a little more girly. It looks really cute with the reindeer or even, you know, the snowman to turn it into like a snow girl. So if you want to use the bow, it's pretty simple to assemble. You're just going to fold the pieces in towards the middle and glue them down. And they are going to overlap a little. And then you'll just glue this to the back piece of the bow. And then you're going to glue that rectangle piece around the front and wrap around it. And if you are using glitter cardstock, this is thicker, so that rectangle piece may not reach all the way around the back. And that's fine since we are gluing this down and you're not going to see the back. But it's super cute, so you can make some of these a little more girly if you want to. And I do hope that you guys enjoy these candy holder designs. And if you have any questions on how to assemble these, then leave those in the comments and I will answer them there. And if you guys make these, don't forget to tag me in your post on social media. That way I can check them out and share them in my stories. I do love seeing your creations and I love hearing from you guys. So make sure to like this video and say hello in the comments. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.